Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pleased by what's happened. It'd be churlish not to thank Rishi Sunak. He's done a good job here, considering overall it didn't seem a great tax cutting budget in all but name, rather than spring statement. But we are happy with that. The bigger issue for us at Fairfield UK and our backers, the Road Haulage Association, is will that be passed on to drivers tonight? I heard yesterday a lot of garages were putting up prices significantly to cover the cost of this cut in fuel duty. So we need to watch that closely, and that's why we're still calling on a body called Pump Watch to actually monitor the opportunistic profiteering that goes on in the fuel supply chain.
Howard, you've been talking about the fact that even when, as oil prices go up, of course, petrol and diesel prices go up, but even if oil prices go down, petrol and diesel prices have still been going up. There is a lot of concern about so-called profiteering among petrol retailers, which they deny, of course. It could be, couldn't it, that this cut in fuel duty isn't passed on by retailers, and even if it is passed on by retailers, it's then blown away, totally overshadowed, offset by further increases in the oil price.
Liam, you're absolutely right, and that's the big worry to us as campaigners. But if he hadn't have cut 5p off, we might be putting at 10p or 15p more. We could be hitting £2, as we know around the country, particularly rural areas. We're seeing £1.99 as quite a commonplace price for diesel. What we need from Rishi Sunak is to listen to everyone to say, let's have a pump watch. We've had Ofcom, we've got Ofwat, we've got Ofgem. Why haven't we got a pump watch body that protects 37 million UK drivers? We're calling on that, and I've just come out of the Parliament sitting with Robert Halfon, who's actually the author of a letter to Boris Johnson from 53 MPs calling for a cut in duty of 5p. I'd love to see 10p, I'd love to see 20p cut. 17p cut in Ireland we just witnessed. But the good thing about this one is it's for 12 months, which gives us enough time to actually campaign to keep this cut in fuel duty, because it brings it in line with a lot of European countries.
Howard, what do you think the government's going to do next in terms of helping hard-pressed households beat the squeeze? Both Gloria and I and our panel here, we think it's pretty small beer for hard-pressed households. A cut in fuel duty, £3.30 when you fill up your tank. It's not a huge amount, very little on benefits. What do you think will happen now?
You're absolutely right. It's not a lot for households, but it's good for small businesses and hauliers. When you're looking at a great big articulated truck that's 40-tonne truck that says 8 miles to the gallon, you're looking at savings of something like £30 or £40 every time they fill up. And there are a lot of businesses, I'm afraid, are actually teetering on whether they're viable or survival. And those are the sorts of things you should look at. I do think he should have done much more for households, but I'm not going to be churlish about the fact a 5p cut in fuel duty. We've had a 12-year freeze, which I've been instrumental in getting, and working with people like Robert Halfon and Craig McKinley, MPs. What we need now is actually some common sense and actually stimulate the economy by actually putting more money in the pocket. That's not my remit in terms of running the Fairfield UK campaign, but I would love to see VAT taking off most of the household energy bills.
Scrap the VAT, as we've been saying here on GB News for some time. Howard Cox of the Fairfield UK campaign. Thanks for joining us here on GB News.